So going back, I was 18 years old, graduating high school, and made a decision to go into nursing. How I made that decision, I'm still not clear on. I think it was a friend next to me saying that she was going to nursing school too, and I thought, okay, sounds like a good idea. So I did 3 years of nursing school in Sudbury, Ontario at Cambrian College, and graduated and moved to Prince Edward Island. And I worked in med-surg for probably 2 to 3 years, and I thought, okay, this looks like this is the area that I want to work in, and accidentally fell into mental health. And never in my wildest dreams would I have ever thought that I would have been a mental health nurse, and fell in love with mental health nursing. And from that point on, I knew that I wanted to pursue more. I wanted to move into different positions and grow as a mental health nurse. So I then from the acute care nursing, I looked into doing mental health crisis response and moving into different areas and expanding my scope. And it was autonomous, and I really got the feel for the autonomous position. And then at that point I thought, okay, I'm enjoying this, and pursued other areas of nursing, which would have been as a casual within the justice system, and doing some therapy in the community with dialectical behavior therapy, working one-on-one with clients. Again, very autonomous, and kind of moving into more of a leadership role. Then at that point, things were moving ahead and the kids were getting a little bit older, and I made a decision to go back to school to get my degree. So with 6 years with a book bag hanging off my shoulder and taking kids to gymnastics competitions and working 4 positions at the time, I managed to get through it within 6 years. And from that point on, doors have opened. I managed to get a supervisor position within justice, which was very challenging, but one of the best positions I've ever had, that helped me really grow as a nurse, as an individual, and just having a better understanding of the clients that we work with. And from that point on, I moved into the nurse manager's position with addiction services. And again, I'm working with that clientele and those health professionals that I really have grown to love to work with. And that's kind of my journey to where I am now. Leadership for sure. I think understanding myself, understanding a better understanding of that clientele, and developing that expertise for that role, and getting to the point where people are consulting with you because they appreciate the knowledge that you have. So it's really expanding that expertise in that particular role that is that huge part of growth and development for me, and becoming comfortable and confident and moving into leadership where you feel like you have the skills and the competencies to help guide and lead other people through similar journeys. It's very much, there are some physical aspects to the job, but it's very much an emotional and mental, the client, that's what we're dealing with, more of the emotional and the mental side of the client, and really dealing with the social determinants of health with those individuals, and pulling in other key players within our division and within Health PEI to work with our clients. It's not just the nurse and the client, it's very much a multidisciplinary approach. So it really is a team of nursing and other health professionals that are working with these clients. And we're working with clientele that have addiction issues complicated by mental health issues or vice versa, and really looking and focusing on the co-occurring disorders and trying to help them move through their illness and get them to a better place. Oh yes, I will always definitely always be positively yours. Well, the registered nurse so much focuses on that holistic approach and the assessment piece for their clients. That head-to-toe assessment, then diving right into the mental health and addictions assessment. So it can get very deep and it can be lengthy, but looking at, how ill are they when they come in? We're definitely medicating, trying to keep them comfortable. There's a huge communication piece with our clients where we're sitting down and spending that time with them to help them work through some of the mental health and addiction issues that they're currently having that could be so much complicated by family issues, by financial issues, by housing. It's so multifaceted with addictions nursing that you are the social worker sometimes, and sometimes you're the bedside nurse, sometimes you're doing the physical care, so it's broad. The plan of care, it's very much a team effort. So we do have a clinical lead that leads that group and is very familiar with our clients, because our clients can be in our building quite frequently, so they become very well known to us. But the plan of care is done with the team along with the physician, and we're looking at, what are their issues present day? What do we need to look at in order to get them out back into the community? Their previous admission may have been family issues. This admission could be financial issues. So it can change from admission to admission. So, and pulling in those individuals that are gonna help us with that plan of care as well, such as counselors and social workers. Yeah.
So I'll leave you with this. A melodic little kid.
I fell into it not feeling completely comfortable in mental health, and this is back in '92. I felt like a fish out of water. I did have that rotation in school and didn't feel it was a fit for me at the time, but did experience other areas of nursing, which I enjoyed as well. But it's almost like it gets into your blood. And it was the same with working in justice. You're drawn to that clientele when you work with them, and I think with those clients, I'm so fascinated by their stories and that they've survived up until they have, and that they're still seeking treatment, and when you spend the time with them and sit with them, it's incredible what you learn about them. And they're really amazing people. Yeah. I still want to be involved. I still make myself known. I'm visual. I want to ensure that I know the clients that are here and still being able to have that interaction with the clients. And I think that's a huge part of still enjoying my job. I don't want to be stuck in an office on a computer. I want to be interactive and out there. So that keeps me going. Because staff do seek you out. People are at my doorway all the time asking, opinions, what should we do, case planning, do you have any idea where this person should go, how should we network? And I think being part of Health PEI and being part of that management team and working with brilliant people within Health PEI, that is huge for me, because that's really helping me grow too, and understanding more about what is our system about and what have we all got to offer and how we're interconnected. Nursing has definitely evolved over the years and has changed. Bedside nursing still exists, but we work in a broader scope now. So we're dealing more with the case management type things and networking people and trying to get people moving from acute care back into the community again. So yeah, our scope has expanded and broadened, but I think as RNs, we're all having to take that leadership role in order to do this networking and help other health professionals aid them in networking, such as working with LPNs and providing that guidance. So it's definitely broader that way. Well, from the mental health and addictions, seeing these nurses work in these areas, and I know when I was a newbie in mental health, listening to these nurses talk about their knowledge and their expertise, I thought, oh, I'll never be there. And it's really inspirational to see these nurses really master the area that they work in. And I see this in addictions, that there's nurses here that you ask them a question and within seconds they got an answer for you, because they know exactly what needs to be done, and their skills are, they're experts at their skill, and you have confidence in relying on them to make good decisions. So we have our own provincial program with methadone, and recently there was a new methadone clinic implemented in the city of Charlottetown. Methadone, again, is an area that requires that expertise, and nurses really need to know what methadone is about, what the client's about, and they really have to be on top of their education and have that concrete knowledge about the methadone program. The nurses that work here are brilliant at what they do, because they certainly have been working since the methadone started on Prince Edward Island, which I believe was back in 2007. But they are experts in the area of methadone, and I have full confidence that they're running the clinic the way that they should be running the clinic, and I see it being an area that's gonna expand over time, and that we are looking at a population of people that require this treatment. So as time goes on, I can see things expanding and moving forward. It would be nice to see more community-based addiction nurses. With Prince Edward Island, Mount Herbert is set out a bit, so access for clients is difficult. Having something within the city limits would be good for our population to ensure that they have the easy access, but we're not there yet. As far as up and coming things, well, in the last year we've implemented our transition unit, which has been having great success. We have a great occupancy rate and people are requesting it, so we know that the 4 weeks that they're in the transition unit is working and helping people maintain their sobriety. So there's up and coming changes, and there's positive things happening, so I see things moving forward. Well, we have the methadone clinic as well as the nurse liaisons, and they work in autonomous positions. So they're consultants. So they will go over to the QEH, Hillsborough Hospital, different areas to do consultations. So you see nurses working in that role where they're doing their own thing and they're autonomous. In the inpatient withdrawal unit, they really are frontline, but they are also in that leadership role. So we have the clinical leads and the nurses that are put in charge as team leads. So they really are leading the group and ensuring that things are done the way they need to be done. Yeah. I think the thing that I would want people to know is that I chose to work here because I love the area and I love the clientele. They're just, like I said, fascinating people that I feel we do a lot of really, really good work with. And the staff that are here have the same attitude. They want to do so much and they want to help these clients. So I think I really want the public to know that this is an area that we're choosing to work in. We don't have to work here, but we're choosing to work here, and we're fully committed to helping our clients move ahead and be in a healthier, happier place.